Hey, folks, check out this statistic. 49% of baby boomer parents tried marijuana in their youth. And some say it was because so many baby boomer parents were using pot that the kids are so likely to use it now. And we've got a tremendous rise of marijuana use, and we've been talking with some folks today, parents who are struggling with the fact that their kids are saying, well, Mom, you got high, why can't I? You had a comment to make to Jeff.
For a 15-year-old, he smokes pot all the time, kicked out of school, no high school diploma. What kind of job you're going to be able to get, in the future? Last job I had, they did a drug analysis before they hired me, a drug test.
Yeah. Good point.
What's you working?
What do you say, Jeff?
I really haven't thought about it yet.
Well, Jeff, you're 15 years old. It's about time to start thinking about things like that. What do you say?
What I say is exactly what someone was saying down here. Like, the 15-year-old right here, everyone is concentrating on the 15 joints he's smoking, but I'm upset with the mother. And I'm saying to myself, well, this young kid is going from the mother to the father. You said you did crystal and whatever else you did, and he was young, and he may not remember, but he remember what you said to him, and that affects him. You understand? It's affecting him now, but you need to focus on your child.
I love him very much. And the shuffling back and forth, yes, I had to get my life clean, but I didn't want him being there while I was trying to get it clean because, yes, I was a damn mess. And I'm going to tell you what, yes, every time that he needs me, I'm there, and I'm not going to leave him now, and I'm going to give it a shot. But I refuse, and he's going to get a shot at seeing that there is, what clean life's all about because I'm going to try it. But I refuse to let loose of my clean time for when he knows what it's all about. I guarantee it.
Well, our next guest is Eva's father. A lot of folks have been waiting to meet Eva's father. This is Stephen, and Stephen might say, hey, just chill a little bit. He's been smoking marijuana, he says, for some 40 years now, and still today, there's a particular ritual that he shares with his daughter. I want to talk with you more about this and tell us a bit about how you call this a family ritual. And I want to know what your friends have to say about this too, Eva. Also coming up, a man who says that he fears the kids on our show today are in deep, deep trouble and quite simply going to pot because of marijuana. We'll be right back in a minute. Discussion today. We're talking with kids who are saying, and young people, young adults who are saying that my mom or dad, for that matter, got high, so why can't I? Well, we were just talking to Stephen here, who is Eva's dad, and Stephen and Eva have quite an unusual family ritual. I don't think most American families go through this, Stephen, but tell me what kind of ritual you and your daughter have.
Well, this wasn't something I just thought up for ritual. It's just the way it evolved in our house. And I always felt that kids shouldn't smoke dope when they're young, and that I thought 18 was a convenient time because at least that meant that the kid didn't have some grown-up standing between him and the cops, and he would be on his own feet when they would do it. And that was not always obeyed, and sometimes we fought about it, but the grass is always chewed up on the 50-yard line.
Well, speaking of grass getting chewed up before dinner, you two... I mean, come on, Stephen. But
I'm just getting to that, Ro. I'm getting right to that.
But Stephen, you guys actually share a joint before you go and eat dinner.
Well, when we're together, I mean, she lives on the West Coast and I live in Tennessee, but when we're together, of all my kids, she's the one who has the most digestion and body type like mine. And I always have trouble keeping my weight up. And I was so blessed when I found out that grass could help me keep my weight up. And, if somebody's overweight or something, it might be inconvenient to have the munchies take you over and make you eat too much past your diet.
This lady is shaking her head over here.
You and Eva both are bonkers. No such thing. I've never heard of
Why?
it.
Well,
And marijuana keeping your weight down. Man, please.
No, I didn't.
You trying to make us believe that?
I said up.
Up?
Not up.
See, they think it helps them eat better.
Period. That's disrespectful, period. I don't care whether Eva was I don't care. She is not supposed to smoke pot with you. Maybe among friends,
Why?
but not with your parents. You're supposed to be a role model, and you and Eva are sitting down smoking pot. Hey, Dad, let's smoke a joint. Give me a break.
There has been a mass cultural brainwashing about marijuana. I think it has been misclassified. It should not be in the same category with cocaine and any other kind of drugs.
I also want to say that during the 30 years that I have been smoking pot, I have written 11 books, and that I have won a international prize for other work of mine not related to this kind of thing, and that my daughter when she left my house, went to work, and has been employed and has supported herself all the way down the time, and she does get to work on time.
Well, I want you to meet George Addison now. He's a youth counselor and lecturer, and he's very much against drug use. And George, I would think that when you hear these stories on our stage today, this is the kind of thing that makes you work so hard and the passion that you give to your job. Just give your observations as you have listened.
Well, I'm also a product of that I'll try anything once generation. But I think that if most people from that generation were honest, they would really say to their children that I made some mistakes. And maybe trying everything once isn't a good policy or a good philosophy to follow.
So, George, what I hear you saying is that, I mean, because a lot of kids, maybe after seeing the show, are going to go, Mom, Dad, did you ever get high? And is that how you answer the question? Yeah, I made mistakes in my life.
Yes, I think that if you're honest with them and you let them know up front that you did make mistakes and you are human and part of that process is learning trial and error type of things, then kids can respect you for being open and honest. Now, that's not a guarantee you're going to keep them from doing anything. As we all know, we all had our own individual thoughts, and even though we were warned about a lot of things, we still said, I'm going to do it my way and I'm going to at least try it, because we were all believing that if I do it at least once, it can't hurt. What can it hurt? What it does hurt is it hurts us passing that legacy on to the human generation, humankind rather. For instance, the mothers here, they have both done all they really can do with their kids in the sense that they've talked themselves blue. Both of these young men know their responsibilities, and part of that is at some point we all have to grow up. And also we have to realize that in order to coexist with other people here, we have to be responsible and accountable. Now, that's not fun. That's never been fun for anybody, but that's the fact of life. And I think that they need to deal with that. As far as this gentleman here with his daughter, I understand his viewpoint as it relates to medicinal purposes and gaining the weight and all that. Those are good reasons to keep a buzz going. Sure, I understand that. But the reality is that if he affects only himself, that's fine. Now, at some point, what if his daughter drops off the wagon? Then as a taxpayer and a citizen, I've got to pick her habit up and just to try to get her together. So those are some long-term issues, you know. But I think more immediately, all three of the kids need to basically accept their responsibilities for who they are,
George,
and do something.
You know, sometimes, so often, probably more often than not, parents at home are sending out the wrong messages that are leading their kids to go out and try even pot. Let's talk about that. And also, whether marijuana might lead to harder drugs, and does it damage your ability to learn? Well, the co-author of a new book on marijuana has some surprising answers. She's going to disprove what you may call marijuana myths right after this.